Hello students, in today's lecture I am going to discuss about the special cases of graphical method. Although I have discussed about graphical method, that is how to solve any linear programming problem using graphical method in my previous lectures, but the special cases of graphical method part was remaining. So in this lecture I will be discussing about this topic. So the first special case of graphical method is multiple optimal solution in graphical method. So basically when you're going to solve any linear programming problem using graphical method, you will get a feasible solution. But there will be some exceptional cases, and among those exceptional cases, the first one is multiple optimal solution in graphical method. So let's take a question, numerical, to see what happens in multiple optimal solution. Suppose this is a objective function. So this is this is a graphical, this is a linear programming problem. So it is of maximization type of objective function type linear programming problem. Here the objective function is maximize z is equal to 4x1 plus 3x2, which is subjected to three constraint equations, that is 4x1 plus 3x2 less than equal to 24, x1 less than or equal to 4.5 and x2 less than or equal to 6. As I have told you in my earlier lectures also, that is graphical method can only be applied to those linear programming problems which have two variables, not more than two variables. For more than two variables, we will use simplex method and all those methods. So for only two variables, we will use graphical method. So from this question also you can see there are only two variables, that is x1 and x2. Now for solving this problem using graphical method, what we used to do, we used to convert this inequality constraints into the equation form. Then we used to obtain the points x1 and x2. We used to plot the lines for that constraints for that equations, and then when we used to plot the feasible region, and in this way we used to solve any linear programming problem using graphical method. So moving stepwise, what we used to do, first convert all the inequality constraint equation into the equation form. So converting this equation 1 inequality constant equation into the equation form, we will get 4x1 plus 3x2 is equal to 24. We have just removed the inequality sign and replaced it with equality. Now we will obtain points for this equation, that is x1 x2 points for this equation. How we will obtain? First we will put x1 is equal to 0 and find x2, and then next we will put x2 is equal to 0 and find x1. So putting x1 is equal to 0 in this equation, 4x1 plus 3x2 is equal to 24, we will get x2 is equal to 8, and putting x2 is equal to 0 in the same equation, we will get x1 is equal to 6. So these are the two set of points, that is x1 is equal to 0 and x2 is equal to 8, and x1 is equal to 6 and x2 is equal to 0. These are the two set of points that we got for this equation 4x1 plus 3x2 is equal to 24, which is the equation for this inequality constant 4x1 plus 3x2 less than or equal to 24. Next, we will find the points for the remaining two constant equations after converting them into the equation form. So the second constant equation is x1 less than or equal to 4.5. So we will convert that inequality into the equation form, that is x1 is equal to 4.5. And so there is no x1 term in this equation. So this is the only point we will get, that is, so no x2 term in this equation. This is the only point we will get, that is x1 is equal to 4.5. So if x1 is equal to 4.5, that means x2 is equal to 0. So we have written x2 is equal to 0 here. Similarly, the third constant equation, x2 is less than or equal to 6, we will convert this third constraint equation into equation form, that is x2 is equal to 6. So from this we get only one point, that is x2 is equal to 6, and since x2 is equal to 6, so automatically we will get x1 is equal to 0. So here we have noted down all the points, that is for first inequality constraint we got these points 0, 8, 6, 0 for x1, x2. For second constant equation we got the points 4.5, 0, and for the third constant equation we got the points 0, 6 for x1 and x2. Next, we're going to draw or plot these points on the graph. So this horizontal line is representing x1 and the vertical line is representing x2. And we start plotting the points. So for the first inequality constraint, we'll plot the points for the equation, that is 0, 8 and 6, 0. X1 is 0 and x2 is 8. So x1 is 0, x2 is 8 is this point. Sorry, x1 is 0, x2 is 8 is this point. And then x1 6, x2 0. x1 6, x2 0 is this point. So combining these 2 points, we'll get this line, which is the line equation for the first inequality constraint. Similarly, we'll plot the points for x1 and x2. For x1, it is 4.50. So x1 is 4.5 and x2 is 0. So this is x1 is 4.5 and x2 is 0. So this is the point. So we'll draw a line parallel to this horizontal line passing through this 4.5 and 0. Similarly, for x2 less than or equal to 6, we'll plot the points x1 is equal to 0 and x2 is equal to 6. So x1 is equal to 0, x2 is equal to 6 is this point. So we'll draw a line passing through this point parallel to the horizontal axis. So we got this lines for the 3 inequality constant equations. Next, we're going to shade the feasible region by shading the regions corresponding to the inequality constraint equations. So 4x1 plus 3x2 less than or equal to 24. But 4x1 plus 3x2 is equal to 24 is this line. So to find which region represents the inequality constant 4x1 plus 3x2 less than or equal to 24, what we will do, simple method is put x1 and x2 is equal to 0, 0 in this equation and see whether the inequality constraint gets satisfied or not. So after putting x1 and x2 is equal to 0, 0, we'll get 4 into 0 plus 3 into 0 will get 0. So 0 is less than or equal to 24, which is satisfied, means the shaded area is this part for this line, for this inequality constraint. Similarly, x1 less than 4.5, this is x1 line, x1 is equal to 4.5. Now to see which area is x1 less than 4.5, you again for simplicity put x1, x2 is equal to 0, 0 and see whether it gets satisfied or not. Yes, for putting x1 is equal to 0, 0 is less than 4.5 means the inequality constraint gets satisfied. For putting x1 and x2 is equal to 0, 0. So the shaded area is this for this line. Similarly, for the inequality constraint x2 less than or equal to 6, we'll draw the line x2 is equal to 6 and we'll see which area is x2 less than or equal to 6, and we found this is the area which is less than or equal to x2 less than or equal to 6, that is satisfying the inequality constraint after putting x1 and x2 is equal to 0. Now we got the 3 shaded areas. Now we will find which is the overlapping area. The overlapping area of these 3 shaded areas will be the feasible region. So the feasible region is this only, that is the overlapping area of the 3 shaded regions. Now next step is we'll find the corner points. So the corner points are, what are the this is the shaded area. So the corner points are 0, A, B, C, D. So we'll write all the corner points. 0 is having coordinates x1 is equal to 0, x2 is equal to 0. So we have written x1 is equal to 0 and x2 is equal to 0. A is having the coordinates x1 is equal to 4.5 and x1 is equal to 0 and x2 is equal to 4.5. X1 is equal to 4.5 and x2 is equal to 0. So we have written x1 is equal to 4.5 and x2 is equal to 0. Similarly, for B, we will write the coordinates. If you have any confusion regarding the coordinates of B, you just find the line equations for this line and this line. So what is this line? This is 4x1 plus 3x2 is equal to 24, as I have already told you, and this line is x1 is equal to 4.5. Solve these 2 linear equations simultaneously and you will get this their intersection point, that is x1 is equal to 4.5 and x2 is equal to 2. Similarly, you can find the point C. C is 1.56 after solving the intersection point by taking these two linear equations, that is linear equation of this line 4x1 plus 3x2 is equal to 24, and linear equation of this line, that is x2 is equal to 6. So after solving these two linear equations simultaneously, you will get the point C 1.56. Now the point D is 0 and 6. So we got all the corner points. We got all the corner points of the feasible region. Next, what we will do, we'll put these corner points into the objective function and we'll find the value of z. So putting x1 and x2 from these corner point coordinates into the objective function, we got z to be 0 for point O, 18 for point A, 24 for point B, 24 for point C, and 18 for point D. So these are the z values for the corner points of the feasible region. Now to find the maximized z, what we need to do, we need to find the maximum value of z among these values of the obtained z. So as you can see, we got two values of maximum z, that is 24, 24, means this solution has multiple, this question, this linear programming problem has multiple optimal solution, because we are getting two maximum values of z at two different coordinates. So the optimal solution is maximum z is equal to 24, and the x1, x2 values for getting maximum z is equal to 24 are 4.5 and 2, that is x1 is equal to 4.5 and x2 is equal to 2, and x1 is equal to 1.5 and x2 is equal to 6. So any linear programming problem, after solving it through graphical method, if you find the maximize z or minimize z, whatever is given in the question, and you find two or three values, two or three optimal solutions, that means that linear programming problem has multiple optimal solutions. So this was the case for multiple optimal solution. We'll see the other remaining cases in my next lecture. I'm ending this class here.